don't really know much about Halloween.
Prepare yourself for 1982's The Evil Dead. Here's the plot. 5 college kids go to an old cabin in the woods to party down. Unfortunately, that's the last thing they'll be doing as they discover the Naturum de Monto, Book of the Dead, and also a professor's tape recordings that recite the book. I wouldn't play that if I were you. But since this is a horror movie and we're going with that logic, they do play the tape recording and it releases a dark power in the woods that possesses the teens one by one. And they will, what will they do?
You will die! Like the others before you. One by one we will take you.
As Sam Raimi says, the director of Evil Dead, the gore the merrier. And believe me, he delivers it in bucket loads.
Shut up!
Honestly, I love this movie on so many levels. Its raw intensity and the tension that just seems to just get twisted further and further as the movie goes on. Plus, you lot know that I love a really good supernatural horror movie, and this has the elements of a really good ghost story, so it's always going to be a go-to film for me. I'm always going to give this movie 5 Necronomicons out of a possible 5 because it's my go-to horror film and it just reads like a blueprint of every horror movie ever made, in a good way. The Evil Dead is a testament to low-budget filmmaking and is a modern classic. Quite frankly, if you've skipped this original and seen the remake, shame on you. Go watch it now. Cemetery Man, aka De La Morte De La Mort. Rupert Grint stars in this European art film in disguise as caretaker of the local cemetery. The problem is, the dead won't stay dead. It's unusual, funny, very gory, and quite frankly needs to be seen to be believed. This movie is criminally underrated and has only slowly gained the cult audience it so much deserves since its debut back in 1994. The gags come as thick and fast as the gore itself, and I've never seen Rupert Everett in a movie quite as watchable as this before or since.
Stop killing the dead.
So take a ride in this surreal tale today.
Please don't. He's only eating.
Move aside.
Mind your business. I shall be eaten by whoever I please.
This is my business. They pay me for it.
Prepare thyself for 1980's The Changeling. Not the Angelina Jolie movie. Here's the plot. John Russell is a successful musician, husband and father until a fatal road accident robs him of his family and livelihood. Months later, John moves and rents an old manor house to try and put the past behind him and move on with his life. Unfortunately, something is not quite right with the place. Doors open of their own accord, and strange banging noises emanate from some of the empty rooms. John is warned that the house doesn't want people. But is that true as a presence makes itself known and a 70-year-old mystery starts to unravel? And if that doesn't whet your appetite, you're already dead. Now, The Changeling is a real old-school haunted house mystery which doesn't work on over-the-top jump scares but on a slow build of tension throughout. Actually, this was one of only a few horror movies that I was actually allowed to watch as a kid. One of the best scenes in the movie is when they hold a seance to contact the spirit.
Will you speak to us?
Yes.
What is your name?
Joseph.
Did you die in this house, Joseph? How did you die? Is there someone here you wish to communicate with?
John. Help. 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 John. Help. Help. Help.
I love that scene. I've got to say it's got to be one of the creepiest seance moments in a movie that I have ever seen. So that's actually all I'm going to say about this movie, because I really, really admire what it's trying to do, and the mystery story is really well done. If I say any more, I will give the plot away. All I'm going to say is it's got a little bit of this, a snippet of this, and a little smidgen of this. Oh, almost forgot, I'm going to give this film a nostalgic 4.
That damn son of a bitch.
Sorry George, I meant 5 haunted houses out of 5. Whoops. So go watch it, and remember to keep the lights on after dark. John Carpenter's Body Bags. Released in 1993 as a TV movie and possibly a pilot for a Tales from the Crypt-esque series, Body Bags is an anthology horror movie with 3 tales of terror, hosted, strangely, by Carpenter himself.
Oh my. Oh, better.
Story 1 follows a killer stalking an attendant at an all-night gas station. 2 is about a middle-aged man who'll do anything to keep from going bald. And 3 stars Mark Hamill as a man who loses his eye in a car wreck only to get a transplant that has a murderous agenda.
If I let you touch it, I'll have to let everybody else touch it.
It's not Carpenter's best, but it's far from his worst. Overall, a fun movie that has disappeared into the obscure backlog of VHS history. Check it out today, if not just for Mark Hamill's crazy performance in The Eye.
Give me a big old stab wound to poke around in, then I'm happy.
We Are Still Here, which actually starred the girl from Reanimator, Barbara Crampton, yes, that's the one. She and her husband move into a house that seems too good to be true. And then very weird things start to happen. It's a slow burner. It's actually a throwback to some of those haunted house horror movies which didn't go straight away for the jugular. You know, there's a mystery, there's sort of the town, what's going on there, there's a secret, and then obviously the interwoven with the characters. It's a more of a character study.
Every 30 years or so, the goddamn place just wakes up, and it demands new blood!
I think they're getting over the grief of their dead son, which really adds to the plot, and I don't know, I really enjoyed it actually. It was a nice change of pace. I probably would give that a solid 5 out of 5 because I enjoyed it. I wasn't expecting much from it actually. Now on to the next film, Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. Here's the plot. It's the Halloween season and everywhere kids are buying their costumes in preparation of the big day. One company known as Silver Shamrock are making the most popular mask that money can buy. They even have a catchy TV advert.
Happy, happy Halloween, 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 happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock.
Unfortunately, it seems that the company has its own agenda, and it turns out that the masks have a face-melting, bug-spewing quality to them that no one expected. It seems they've harnessed the very power of Stonehenge to make this possible. Can staple horror actor Tom Atkins stop them in time? Now, Halloween 3 gets a bad rap for being the sequel that Michael Myers didn't even bother showing up in and not having anything to do remotely with the series as it is.
I do love a good joke, and this is the best ever. A joke on the children. I'm glad you'll be able to watch it.
You've got to believe me!
All that being said, I enjoyed every cheesy, face-melting, shamrock, bloody singing minute of it. So for that, I'm going to give this a solid 3.5 stars out of 5 because I'm never going to forget this film. Even if I want to. Silver Shamrock. Sit back, relax and prepare yourself for 2012's Would You Rather. Here's the plot. Iris, a young woman, is looking after her terminally ill brother, struggling to pay the bills, rent and support his medical care. It just seems that there's nothing she can do. However, she has a meeting with a mysterious aristocrat who claims that his foundation can make all her troubles disappear. Too good to be true? You're damn right. All Iris has to do is go to a dinner party and play a little game, and the winner gets it all. Unfortunately, when something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. In horror movie logic, and Iris and her fellow dinner guests are going to find out how far they really go to survive. So if that plot doesn't have you rushing towards your Netflix account, I don't know what the hell's wrong with you. Personally, the big selling point for me was the casting of cult actor favourite Jeffrey Combs as the mysterious Shepherd Lambert.
Iris, what have you seen in the last 10 minutes that leads you to believe you don't have to perform in this round? Keep still. hill.
Seriously, I've not seen Jeffrey Combs this on form since his work in the Reanimator trilogy.
That is nothing compared to what's really at stake tonight. I can assure you of that.
It's been made on a very modest budget, but it looks absolutely fantastic. But that's down to the movie having a quite simple plot. Not that that's a bad thing, and most of the film itself is set in the Lambert Estate house. So overall, the movie is a pleasant surprise, more than you'd expect from this type of subgenre. It's a tense ordeal and a fight for survival, with sort of a home invasion twist added to it. I'm going to give it, I don't know, a solid 4 barrels of water out of a possible 5. What are the barrels for, you ask? Watch the film, I'm saying nothing.